Well, we were expecting this. It has now broken. West Ham United have parted company with their head coach. Let's head to Jeremy Langdon, who is at West Ham's training ground. Jeremy, what more can you tell us?
Yes, well, West Ham have just released this statement about Julian Lopetegui, who actually is still inside. He was taking training again today. He hasn't left. We're hoping to catch him before he does leave. But this is what West Ham are saying tonight about Lopetegui. West Ham United can confirm that head coach Julian Lopetegui has today left the club. The first half of the season has not aligned with the club's ambitions, and the club has therefore taken action in line with its objectives, and also confirming that 5 of Lopetegui's staff are going with him. The board saying they would like to thank Julian and the staff for their hard work during the time with the Hammers and wish them every success for the future. The process of appointing a replacement is underway. The club will be making no further comments at this time. So no mention of Graham Potter, but Julian Lopetegui has tonight left West Ham after 8 points from the last 8 games and only 7 wins from 22 in his time here at the Hammers. Bombshell news, but only confirming what we've been hearing the last few days. Lopetegui on his way out of West Ham.
OK, so now it is official. The club have confirmed it in a statement, Jeremy. Presumably then, worst-kept secret in football right now, that paves the way for Graham Potter to become his successor at the London Stadium.
Absolutely. Potter is the man they want. They're offering a 2.5-year deal. Of course, Potter has been out of work since leaving Chelsea in April 2023. He had a great time at Brighton, not so good at Chelsea, where he only won 12 of 31 games, but he's highly regarded. He did some great work at Brighton, establishing them as a top 10 team in the Premier League. He's recharged. He's had other offers, but he's deciding to come, we think, to West Ham to replace Julian Lopetegui. And we're waiting confirmation about West Ham and Graham Potter later on tonight. But Potter's record in the Premier League is this: 142 games in charge, 41 wins, 51 draws and 50 losses. West Ham, they want him to replace Lopetegui.
Thanks very much indeed, Jeremy. As you can see, I'm being joined by our senior reporter, Rob Dorset. Before I get to you, Rob, we can just recap the breaking news that's... well, it's only been the last 10 minutes or so that West Ham have parted company with their head coach, Julian Lopetegui. He has left the club today. They confirmed in a statement saying the first half of the 2024-25 season has not aligned with the club's ambitions, and so the club has therefore taken action in line with its objectives. His backroom staff has gone as well. So that's the assistant head coach, the head of performance, the head analyst, fitness coach and technical coach. And they want to thank him for his time and wish him every success for the future. It says here, Rob, the process of appointing a replacement is underway.
Yeah.
Am I right in thinking that underway is maybe underplaying how far they've got along?
In my understanding, it is, yes. Yeah. And look, it's one of those really difficult situations because there's a human being involved here, and we have to remember that.
Yeah,
and you have to think about Julian Lopetegui's feelings right now. 7 months into a big job for him, and he's lost his job. But it is kind of normal for elite clubs to have a succession plan in place of managers they might like to appoint should they decide to change the manager. That's not unusual. It's not tapping up. It's kind of what goes on right across football. But this has felt a little bit different, hasn't it? Because when Julian Lopetegui came in to take West Ham training today, it seemed ludicrous because we knew, the players he was coaching knew, everybody in the world of football seemed to know that he was a dead man walking, that he wasn't going to be walking out of West Ham's training ground today as West Ham's manager. It must have been an incredibly difficult situation for him. And in the meantime, Graham Potter, waiting in the wings, agreed the terms of a 2.5-year contract, just waiting to sign it, waiting for West Ham to do what they've just done, which is sack Julian Lopetegui so that he can come in as the new man. OK, so, yes, and you're absolutely right, because, you know, as you mentioned the last time we spoke, even, you know, perhaps the harshest West Ham fan would have some degree of sympathy for Julian Lopetegui, so that is understood. But what we are talking about the next man who's likely to be through the door, and that is Graham Potter. And the phrase I've heard come up in the last couple of days is, it's a good fit. Yeah.
So why are people saying that?
I think because the timing works for both. And look, let's be honest, West Ham are in a bit of a mess right now. They got rid of David Moyes. They brought in Julian Lopetegui. They've sacked him within 7 months. They need a bit of stability right now. This is, in Graham Potter, their third manager in 8 months. However you dress that up for a Premier League club, that doesn't make for good reading, does it? And so it is a good fit because Graham Potter, we know, wants a project. He wants to be at a club for a long time. He, as I understand it, has agreed a 2.5-year contract at West Ham United, which gives him the time that he needs, and it gives West Ham the time to say, OK, come in and be a success. I think it's a good fit because Graham Potter is ready to get back into management.